Hello everyone. Do you believe in elves, fairies, and other fantastic creatures? No, we're not messing with you, so don't raise your eyebrows skeptically and hem at us in disbelief. Now, what if we told you that there are people on Earth that literally look like they actually belong to a magical race? Anyway, we found one of them especially for you. So in this video, we'll tell you about Kennedy Jordan Bromley, the tiniest girl in the world. Let's get it on. Looking at the young Canadian Kennedy Jordan Bromley, you would think she's some kind of unusual porcelain doll created by some modern artists like the ones that you can find in some Christmas cards with angels. She looks like a little child and some unearthly creature at the same time, and only when you talk to her you can see she's already 14 years old and she's a common person like you and me, but with a very complicated life. During pregnancy, Brianne, Kennedy's mum, was worried that her stomach wasn't growing. For some reason, doctors convinced the young woman that nothing was wrong and she calmed down. But when this tiny baby was born on February the 13th, 2003, everything clicked into place. When Kennedy was born, she weighed only 2.5 pounds and measured just 11 inches. Yeah, that's right, she really was the size of a small bag of candy and weighed about the same. Nurses immediately called the unusual child Thumbelina, and they were absolutely right, because Kennedy indeed resembled the heroine of Andersen's fairy tale. But doctors warned the young mother that this tiny baby was unlikely to survive, because the girl had serious brain damage, and who would have believed that this little one would have been able to adapt somehow? Of course, the parents took the doctor's words very seriously and became very upset, because Kennedy was their first child. And then, well, truth be told, something absolutely incredible happened. Apparently, while the adults were busy grieving, the girl decided to take her destiny into her own hands. Turns out she had very different plans for her life. Well, how else can we explain the fact that, contrary to predictions, Kennedy lived up to a week, then to a month, then up to 8 months when the doctors were finally able to establish the correct diagnosis. After extensive research and complex analysis, it became clear that the tiny Kennedy Jordan Bromley suffered from a very rare genetic disease, primordial dwarfism. Because of this disease, the girl's limbs and internal organs developed poorly. The disease virtually reduced her size several times as some kind of evil magic. And in addition, this disease gives an amazing doll look to its characters, and Kennedy was no exception. Today, scientists believe primordial dwarfism is extremely rare, and there are about 100 people in the world affected by it. It's no surprise that doctors have no idea how to treat this disease, because growth hormones are absolutely powerless in this case, and other medicines seem useless. Certainly some of our viewers have thought that a person with this diagnosis is unlikely to be able to live a normal life in our world full of high-tech, fast cars and constant lack of time. But despite all the difficulties caused by the subtlety and fragility of bones, as well as problems with learning, Kennedy has an active life. Actually, she's even more active than some of her healthy peers. Well, you know what we mean. The girl goes to school and swims, she loves bowling and even plays hockey. It does sound fantastic, but we're talking about Canada. In fact, if you look at the list of Kennedy's usual hobbies, it seems like she's not different from her peers. Moreover, the girl even did a role in a movie and took part in some special sports competitions and has won twice, competing against 500 other children. By the way, Kennedy has a younger brother, Tyran. He was born perfectly healthy and has already outgrown his sister, but it looks like the girl doesn't even notice it. We must say that Kennedy has a really strong character and she's quite independent, despite her unusual appearance. Today, Canadian Thumbelina goes to school in Kitchener, Ontario, and tries to enjoy her life to the full. Of course, such a serious disease always comes with other diseases, among which there is even a heart disorder. Unfortunately, doctors cannot give any predictions, because people with primordial dwarfism are very unlikely to live to old age. However, Kennedy doesn't give up and enjoys each day of her life. We probably have a lot to learn from her. If you haven't checked Jelly Gummy Bear's channel yet, you should do it right away. You'll certainly like all the funny experiments with the jelly bear, cool life hacks, awesome homemade stuff and exciting adventures that are waiting for you on the channel.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks, and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.